We all watched with real concern when recently the Australian Federal Police raided the ABC. Yay! When they used warrants to enter and search for many hours a journalist's home. Yay! We're alarmed by national security laws that seem as intent on stopping journalists from doing their job as on safeguarding our lives against terrorism.
Today we're holding a public rally in support of press freedom. This is in light of the recent AFP raids on a journalist home and the offices of the ABC in Sydney that came in consecutive days. I believe that journalists are being gagged because the government does not want the general public to know exactly what is going on.
It is the erosion of media freedom. It is our ability to tell you what happens in this much vaunted and admired democracy.
Vicky Laurie from The Australian is emceeing today. We've also got Jeff Hutchinson from the ABC, Alison Zamon from the Greens, Meredith Hammett from Unions WA, Cameron Miles from WA Today, Neil Pryor from 7 West Media, to raise awareness for the general public that it's their rights that are being impinged on here, not just journalists.
I want to talk about what I call proper fake news. Now, proper fake news is what's peddled by people with power, money, influence and something to lose by not telling the truth. Therefore, they peddle lies, and the only people standing between those lies and your right to know are whistleblowers and journalists.
Media Entertainment and Arts Alliance is the industrial union that represents media workers and journalists. We're the WA branch, and here in WA we represent about 600 media workers.
But I'm going to go back to basics and make it clear that I don't think that it's okay that raids occurred at all. I don't think it's healthy to put quantifiers around it.
I suppose my main message to this government, to the federal government, is to back off when it comes to attacks on our press. We need to have a free and fearless fourth estate. We need a press which has the confidence and capacity to be able to keep governments to account. That means protecting our journalists when they're doing their job and protecting the whistleblowers that go to them.
Thank you, Alison Zamon. Thank you from the Greens. And just on that, in 2018, sweeping changes, as we've heard, were introduced to our national security laws. They include wider laws for metadata surveillance, new secrecy offences, and harsher penalties.
It's a very kind of open-ended plea that journalism and freedom of reporting in this nation is a fundamental principle. It's part of the Australian way. And when they create security legislation that then makes it very hard for journalists to do their job and to bring stories that perhaps some governments don't want heard to the public attention, then that's really very concerning.
Start now. So please download pressfreedom.org.au. Please take one of these pamphlets, at least read it, maybe send it to ScoMo, and just get to understand the issues, because at the moment we're struggling and we need a lot of help. Thank you.
At the moment our profession is facing massive losses of revenue and massive losses of operating budgets, at the same time as we have quite harsh defamation laws and harsh anti-spying and anti-espionage laws, making it much more difficult for journalists to do their job properly. We're being cowed out of doing our work and writing more and more probably humbug stories, as opposed to doing hardcore investigations and hardcore work into the issues that really matter to people.
This is about the public's right to know, and I would strongly urge you to all, email the Prime Minister, your local MP, your federal MP. It's an issue that strikes to the very heart of us being a democratic society.
Cherish freedom, defend journalism. So the campaign will go on in the pages of our papers, our websites, in courts, where editors and our lawyers will stand up for its reporters, where we'll try to get changes that will safeguard our industry. So thank you one and all for coming along today for this rally.
What do we want?